me, which is great news. We are grateful for the opportunity to come together as a family nearly every Monday night. My name is Charles Khiran. For the new people listening in, it's my pleasure to host these Monday calls regularly with our global team of ambassadors. It's like a big family here. We haven't seen a lot of, most of us have not met each other, but it feels like we are all one family, all right? And this is the beauty about the human spirit. When you commune together for a while, all of a sudden you feel this strong sense of camaraderie, and you feel this strong sense of brotherhood and sisterhood, and that's what's happening here, all right? Like a big, wonderful family. All right, now, as most of you know, of course, we have been counting down to the pre-launch of our next phase, what we call Origin Mach 2. That's what I call it, Mach 2, moving to the next phase of impact. In my humble opinion, this is where you're going to see most of the wealth created. All right, this is where we're going to have what we call a movement. This is where we're going to create massive teams of individuals around the world. All right, there's a phenomenal strategy at play or at work. I'm not going to go through all that tonight. It's not the purpose of my call. I've done that in previous sessions. But the strategy is we want to launch in September with a nutritional product and campaign, and once we launch that, we're going to channel other products through that line and then move to the next. There's a strategy, that's what I'm trying to say, in mind. All right, you just see that strategy unfolding. Two things are primary to us right now. The first, of course, is we want to get our ambassadors around the world into a high level of earnings. We want to get them into the big money groups. That's number one. Because as they earn money, they are able to fund our cause, which is the combating of global malnutrition amongst children at risk populations. Okay? For you to be able to help somebody else, you must be able to help yourself first. It's called the principles of the first base. So that is no surprise. So what we are focused on right now is creating a system, creating a strategy that will allow our global ambassadors to grow their own incomes first, to take care of their own health second, or whichever one is first. Depends. Your health may be primary, number one, of course, income number two, and then once those are in place, automatically as those two areas are taken care of, the third area, which is the linchpin, which is the foundation of everything we do in Origin, which is the combating of malnutrition, that takes place automatically. All right? So that's the game plan. It's a very simple game plan, not confusing at all. And you'll be hearing more about this as we go into the launch proper. Of course, from September, we're going to begin to go into, there's going to be a lot of teaching and a lot of training for obvious reasons, because you will have to get comfortable and get used or get acclimatized, probably a better word. You get acclimatized to the new way of how we are doing things, which really means, of course, our focus on customer acquisition becomes also primary, and how we intend to make that happen, and the commensurate rewards that goes along with that as well. You understand that. The second, of course, is the building of your network, all right, which will then show you how that's going to work. We're going to also go through the new compensation plan, okay? So you see how the new compensation plan works. There are a few surprises in there for you. So all of those will take us a while to teach and train before you kind of master it as you do anything new. All right, so all that will be taking place September, October, and then you are up and running, and you begin to teach everybody else as you do now. Okay, so all that is to come. So what I'm doing right now, of course, is getting you into preparation and action mode. That is my entire focus right now. So let's look at some of the things I want to discuss today. Now, most people do not really understand the real reason for this line of business, or rather power and potential of MLM. Okay? And for a lot of people, it's our job to really help them to dream. I mean, many a times I've gone through a process where I'm going through somebody with their goal, when I'm starting a new person, and I sit with them and I say, what do you want? What do you want in 1 year? What do you want in 3? What do you want in 5? What do you want in 7? Some of them run out of ideas. They don't know what to say. And they're struggling. And the reason they're struggling is that they've lost the ability to dream. Or they have dreamt before and their dreams have been knocked out, beaten out of them, and they don't believe in dreams anymore. And what a way to live if you don't believe in dreams anymore. That's not a good life. You got to believe in dreams. Dreams do come true, and they're coming true every single day for individuals around the world. So you got to dream. So one of the reasons, of course, for me, it's what you are seeing on the screen right now. I like the good life. I just cannot help it. You see, once you've tasted the good life, it's very difficult for you to go back to not having. All right? Because one day I'll be able to tell you my story, how I got to the very, very top of my career and how I lost everything, and it took me over 7 years to bounce back again. It was terrible. Terrible. I cannot begin to tell you, because my body had been used or accustomed to a particular way of living. And I was getting all kinds of pins and needles, all kinds of aches. My body just refused to settle for the new reality I had found myself when I lost everything. Okay? It just refused to settle because it had tested before the good life. Do you follow? So what I'm trying to say here really is that there are reasons why we are doing what we are doing. There's a strategy. There's a game plan in place. All right? So, look at this. What a way to wake up and find yourself in a situation like this where you can take off. We discussed this last week in brief, where you design your life. And whilst you're away on holiday, you are also working. Because your work is no longer work, because your vacation becomes your vocation, and your vocation becomes your vacation. That what you're doing is so exciting and so interesting, it's not even called work anymore. You just turn on your laptop, you send a few emails, you speak to a few of your key leaders around the world, you just chill with your cocktail of choice, whether it's Mai Tai or whatever, Pina Colada or all the other exciting names. My favorite is Mai Tai. All right? And you just look and you just observe life and you commune with nature. I mean, what a way to live. You know, the thing I keep saying to people all the time is everything you see around you, you were designed to enjoy it as well. It's not meant for the other guy down the street only. All those new cars being manufactured every year, it's not only meant for your neighbor or the other guys down the road, it's meant for you as well. All those new hotels being built, they also need you to patronize them. You've got to test it as well. You can't say, oh no, it's for the other people. Why is it for the other people? So you've got to wake up those instincts that you've allowed to go to sleep within you. You got to wake them up again. Heighten those senses for achievement, because you have the God gene in you. You have the God gene in you. The DNA of God himself is what you are carrying inside of you, which means you are not meant to be mediocre. You're not meant to be a nobody. It does not matter where you were born, because I don't want you to give me excuses. I was born poor. I can show you people who were born poorer than you, who are at the top of their games, living in the apex of their lives and existence. Whatever excuse you're going to say, I can show you somebody or point you in the direction of somebody who has come from worse So you need only make up your mind so that the flow of inspiration can begin to flow and the universe will begin to make way for you so you can go and seize what rightfully belongs to you. But you will need get yourself ready and prepared. And those are some of the things I want to touch on tonight. All right? Because it's not a lottery. When you join Origin or MLM, you have not won a lottery ticket. It requires work. It requires determination and the most unbelievable amounts of perseverance. But you truly can get what you want. All right? So, imagine this was your office. Dream about that. Now, this may not appeal to you, but it appeals to me big time. Okay? So, whatever yours is, put it there. All right? Good. Let's get started in our program tonight. Let's go through first and foremost the MLM University because I want to give you some information so you understand precisely what you're talking about. Now, your goal in this industry, your goal in this company is to become a leader or a professional. Why? Because only leaders and professionals can achieve the sort of things we are talking about. Those who drag their feet, those who are very, very undisciplined, those who wake up one day, they do the business a bit, they forget it for another 2 months, do it a bit. You are not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to the person who wants to be a leader and who wants to be a professional and who wants to create history, whether in the company, whether in their family, whether in the world. They want to create history. Those are the kind of people I'm talking about. Those who mediocrity is not an option for them. So your goal is to become a leader or a professional in this dynamic industry. Now, approximately about 25% of people achieve this status. About 25% become what we call leaders or professionals in this industry. And the other 75% are purely working it on a part-time basis, bringing in some extra supplemental monthly income of between $200 and $800. Now, I'm not talking about when you just got started. Because when everybody got started, they probably got started with small income like that. All right? Because they are new. And then their income grew. I'm talking about people who have been in the business now 2, 3, 4, 5 years and still averaging that kind of money. All right? Because they've not kind of cranked it up. Now, among the 25 percenters, 15% out of the 25% who are making real money from this industry, 15% out of those have been able to replace their full-time income. So whether they are lawyers, they are doctors, they are IT, they've been able to replace their full-time income from their main job with their part-time business from MLM. All right? So they are now full-time in MLM. And then another 7 to 9% earn 6 figures. 6 figures means they earn over $100,000 or 100,000 euros a year. That could be 200,000, 300,000, 500,000, 600,000, so on and so forth. About 7 to 9% earn that kind of money in our industry. And then approximately 1% earn over $1 million per year. There are some who earn 10 million a year, 12 million a year, 14 million a year, 8 million a year, 7, 5, whatever, but 1% earn over $1 million and above. Now, what is exciting about these people is that some of them are ex-carpenters, some of them are ex-dental technicians, some of them are ex-waiters, some of them are ex-builders, some of them are ex-tree surgeons. They used to cut trees and gardens, landscape gardens for a living. Some of them are ex-homemakers, mothers who were at home raising their kids. Some of them, of course, are dentists. Some are doctors. Some are top lawyers. So you see the point I'm trying to make there? It does not matter the background of the person, whether they have an education or not. Totally irrelevant. Some of those people have had no education, but they are some of the most highly educated people in the world now, because they have lended themselves to personal development. They've grown so much as people, as individuals, superior in mentality than those who went through classic education for most of these people. So wherever you are, I'm just letting you know your background is no excuse. Absolutely no excuse. Because there's something that God has put within you. That is the ability to make up your mind for what you want, use your imagination, believe in your dream, and then ensure you stay committed to the cause by ensuring that you are determined and you persevere to the core. You don't give up. Life will bow to you and give you what you want, but you will be tested. So immerse yourself within the first 1 to 3 years in the MLM University and become the best you can become in this industry. Now, that is a no-brainer. It makes so much sense. Why will you expect ex-student or a student, 22 years old, 23 years old, all of a sudden making 500,000 a year? Excuse me. But what you need to do is to find that student and have a good look at that student, and you will see the answer in front of you. Because even though that student is 22, 23, 24, they don't think like a 22, 23, 24-year-old. They are uncommon in their thinking. Go and check out the books they have read, the amount of audio program they've listened to build themselves. Go and look at their eyes and see the hunger and the burning desire in their eyes. Then go and take a look at the action that they have taken, massive action. Life has to bow for them and give them the space to go get what they want. The same applies to everybody listening in right now. You just need to make up your mind, put in the energy that's required, and life has to pay. But notice what I said, immerse yourself. Why? Because you need to become the kind of person. You know, Jim Rohn says, pity the man who inherits $1 million, but is not a millionaire. So you have accumulated $1 million, but you don't have the mentality of a millionaire. Yes, you've accrued the money, assembled $1 million, but you are not really a millionaire, because a millionaire is first and foremost mental before the money comes. So if they lost that money, they are able to earn it over and over again. So pity the person who inherits $1 million but is not a millionaire. So the reason we are saying this, that you need to immerse yourself, is because before you can expect life to give, you have to understand how life works, which means you have to understand the rudiments. You have to understand the instruments. What makes MLM work? What makes it pay? I hear this amount of people have failed. That is up to them, because I don't know what they did or what they believed. All right? You don't know. It's like somebody says, oh, I don't hear, I heard some people got healed in church the other time, whatever, but I don't believe in healing, or that person got healed, whatever, and they died. Why would they die? You don't know what they believe. You can only worry about yourself and what you believe, because that's the only thing you can control. You only know truth about yourself, not somebody else, because somebody else is a mystery to you. You have no idea. You can be speaking to them, engaging them, laughing, joking. You have no idea what's going on in their mind. You don't know if they like you. You don't know if they hate you. You don't know if they you don't know. Because it's beautifully hidden. And they're talking to you, they're nodding, they're smiling, they're hugging. And the minute they leave where you are, they want to destroy you. That is the mystery of human beings. So you don't know what's in human beings' hearts. You don't know. So you can only Concentrate on yourself. Don't worry about what has happened to somebody else. Worry about you and go seek the information and go seek the truth for yourself. I don't know what that person believed. I don't know what they say to themselves in their dark periods, moments when they are by themselves. I don't know what kind of affirmation they have. I don't know what kind of belief system they're operating under. I don't know what their worldview is about. You can only control yours, not theirs. So worry about yourself. Seek out people who are going where you want to go. Seek out people who are doing what you want to do, because there's power in association. If you hang out with people who are going where you want to go, doing what you want to do, speaking the way you want to speak, if you hang out with people like that, hey, listen, you will find out that you are making greater strides in life, and soon enough, you've left everybody else behind. But first, immerse yourself within the first 1 to 3 years in the MLM University and become the best you can become in this industry. Learn how the master prospectors, how they prospect. Learn how the masters, how they speak, how they walk a room, how they walk a crowd, how they speak with people, how they draw people like magnet. Learn the communication, learn the attitude, learn the mindset, learn the constant and never-ending improvement philosophy that they have. Voracious seekers of knowledge and information, because you are about to lead the greatest creation of all, other human beings. That is the highest order. You are not leading animals, sheep or goats or cattle. You are leading human beings, which means you've got to be at your very best to lead human beings. Think about it. All right? For them to willingly follow you, for them to open up their heart to you, and for them to go use their energy to bless you. You have to be the kind of person that they want to follow. So ask yourself right now, look yourself in the mirror and say, am I the kind of person other people should be following? And the answer is right there. Your heart will not lie to you, to tell you the truth. If not, then immerse yourself and then discover what we call the code, the key that unlocks what you want from this industry. Constantly improve. Become a better person. Learn from your outcomes. If the way you did a presentation yesterday, last week, didn't go very well, take some moment at the end of your day when you sit down to reflect, and then you play back the movie or the video of your day. Play it back to yourself. Ask yourself some questions. Should I have listened more? Some of my proteges I spend time with right now. Oh, sir, you didn't say this, sir, you didn't say that. I say, well, because you are not listening. I'm not observing. See, when you observe, there are times you don't have to speak much, and you've done a presentation. There are people you meet, you don't have to open your laptop or your presentation folder and go through your whole presentation. Not necessary. You have met, you have shaken hands, you've asked some powerful questions to unlock whether this person is right for what we're about to do or not. And as you're asking questions, they are responding to your questions. You are doing some mental assessments. Say, okay, this person may not be ready for us right now. They may be in 6 months' time. They may be in a year's time. Or this person is ripe. Or this person is too busy. I can't go through a full presentation right now with this person. All I need to do is just to cover 3 or 4 key things, and they've got it. See, that comes with the ability to observe and experience. And that will come just by you improving and growing and looking out for your outcome. See, yesterday with that person, I think I talked a bit too much and I lost them. I have to learn from that. I must speak less, ask more questions and speak less. Or the other one, I have to pull them out because they were not committed. If you are not drawing people out, how do you know what they are really thinking? If all you're going to do is do all the talking, you meet with them, hi, my name is Charles, good to meet you, I'm here to talk to you about Origin, I'm so glad that you gave me this opportunity for us to share and talk. Bang, you open your presentation, you start presenting. You've not even found out who this person is. You've not found out if they're looking for an opportunity. You've not found out what makes them tick. You don't even know really where they are in their life. You don't know anything about their families. You don't know if they have children. You don't know if they are married. You don't even know anything about this person, whether they've lost their job, whether they're in jobs, whether they're in business. You know nothing. And you just start presenting. And at the end of your presentation, when they start giving you excuses, you're bewildered. Why are they giving me? Because you've not taken the time to do your due diligence, to find out about the person. The most important aspect of this interaction is that person. Many a times I have run out of time. I have shut down the presentation. I've said to them, we need to create another opportunity, because we are having such a good time getting to know each other. There's no point in presenting anything. They respect you, like you for that. They might even say, listen, you know what? Let's go for it. I'll create a time. See? Connect first with people. This business is about people connection. That's what it's about. People connection. First and foremost. All right? Okay. Keys for success. Number one. We interchangeably use these words, recruiting or sponsoring, but there's a distinct difference. Recruiting is merely focused on signing up the prospect. All right? While sponsoring is focused on sponsoring the prospect, nurturing the prospect, teaching that prospect, leading that prospect. Sponsoring is all-encompassing. Sponsoring is all-encompassing. Recruitment has this connotation imagery. You just sign the person on, get their commitment, off you go, which is not what we're doing here. Okay? Right, sorry, I'm just looking at something from, right. Hi, Bud, I'm here with a group of about 25 ambassadors and prospects as Richard from Cameroon. The one-man bulldozing machine, trailblazer. Rich, welcome to the call, but we'll catch up in a bit. All right, wonderful. So the difference between the recruiting and sponsoring. You want to sponsor, or you want to recruit to sponsor, but at the end of the day, you want to be a great sponsor to your people. All right, you really want to look after your people. Nurture, teach them, lead them. It depends on which part of the school you come from. I've heard some people say, right, sponsor them and then move on. Let them find their feet. There are people who've done that and they've made fortunes as well. But these people I've noticed, they keep recruiting. They keep recruiting. The other type of person, of course, are those who sponsor, hold the new people by the hands, nurture them, teach them, lead them, cut them loose to go become themselves, which I think is the best. That's how the masters originally taught us to do this business, and that's the one I subscribe to. Sponsor them, nurture them, teach them how business works, spend time with them, invest in them, lead them correctly, and then release them to go and lead their own troops. That's the best way to do it. Okay, that way you are absolutely positive that the good practices you shared and taught them at the beginning, they are still carrying on with that, with their own people. So 5 years from now, even you would not know 95% of people in your business, you would not know them. Think about it. But the good practices that you shared and taught at the beginning, you have the confidence of knowing that they are being taught those good practices down the road. At least you hope they are being taught those practices down the road. So every single person in front of you, give that person your best, because they're going to become a nation. It's a mistake to see that one person as just one person, because that one person will become 100. And that 100 could become thousands. You see how it works? That's the power of this industry. Okay, second, learn the various means of attracting and exposing people to your business. How do we expose people to our opportunity? Every single day is an opportunity, because you are not short of human beings. There are over 7.5 billion of them on the planet, or on planet Earth. So you cannot be short of human beings. There are human beings everywhere. What you need to understand, of course, is the different means of attracting them and exposing your business to these people. I mean, this last weekend, of course, we had a massive, it was a very, very busy diary for us here in London, the Nigerian community here in London, massive community. And I mean, just this weekend alone, at least another 15 to 20 good quality people have been added to my list. You see what I mean? You just can't run out of people. And then there are different ways I need to attract or present to these 15, 20 people, because they're different. See, some are more high powered than some, so on and so forth. So different strategy to access them. But you cannot run out of people. There's what we call the 3-foot rule. 3-foot rule, we were taught this 20-something years ago when I started in this industry, that anybody within 3 foot of you, speak to them. It didn't say recruit them, it says speak to them. Which means anybody 3-foot rule, 3 foot from where you are, first assess if they have interest to you, obviously. If you find somebody who carries themselves very, very well, looks very, very clean, looks very, very sharp, has a self-assuredness about them, or whatever, or they may be a salesperson serving you in a shop, a assistant of some, whatever, and you like the look and feel of that person, then speak to them. You don't want to recruit them. Don't go tell them what to do immediately, because that's letting the cat out of the bag. That's not very professional. What you want to do is to pay them a compliment. You know, you could turn around and say, for example, Janie, I can't help observing how professional you are in what you do. Or, Helen, listen, I just can't help, I just have to compliment you on this most excellent presentation, outlook. Whatever it is that you find that is genuine and true, you can compliment them on. All right? Compliment them. Or if you might meet them in a shop, in a supermarket or whatever, say, listen, seeing you, I think you'd be amazing for our business. I think you'd be really amazing. I watch how you handle that person, or I watch what you said there, or I watch what you did there, whatever the story may be. Say, listen, I haven't got time to tell you all about it, but I really like to tell you more. Do you have a card? Here's my card. All right? Do you have a card? Most of them will say, no, they don't have a card. Say, how can I reach you? How can I communicate with you? Could you pass me your email, please, or your telephone number? If they like you, they may give it to you, as long as they are clear. If it's a female, if they are clear you're not about to hit on them, then they'll pass it on to you once you've given them. I get it all the time. I don't even have to sweat. It's just something about you, your confidence, the way you carry yourself. They are clear that, okay, you don't want to hit on them, that this person could be serious. Here's my card. We're about to launch something phenomenal. I'd really love to talk to you about it. All right? And this is going to be happening in September. I'd like to talk to you about it and tell you a bit more, closer to the time. Could I have a way of reaching you, please? Your mobile number and your email will be ideal. Listen, even if you didn't get it, most of the time you get what you're asking for. That's the whole idea of 3-foot rule. In some rare occasions, only if you've engaged in banter, in conversation, can you then begin to test. But it is not advisable to start talking about your business there and then. It will show a bit of desperation. All right? I personally would not do it. All I want is the contact of the person. So in my own time, I can approach them. That's the idea of 3-foot rule. All right? Then you got one-to-one presentations. This is where you meet somebody over coffee. Because sometimes you know, inviting them to a group meeting may not work for some people. But for some people, one-to-one is magic. Say, listen, when do you have 30 minutes for a quick coffee? Listen to the word quick coffee. Quick tea, whatever the preferred beverage is of their choice, right? When would you have a quick 30 minutes? That's all I need to tell you all I want to talk to you about. So in their mind they think, okay, it's not going to drag on forever. It's going to be quick stuff. Hey, meet at Dennis. meet at Starbucks, meet at local McDonald's, meet at hotel lobbies, anywhere, meet at the office, one-to-one. If they invite you to their home, great, go to their home to do the one-to-one. All you need is an opportunity where you get together with the man or the woman for half hour to show them what you're talking about. One-to-one is powerful because your full attention is focused on them. You are not distracted by anybody else. So you are concentrating fully on them. You're able to read their body language. You're able to look them in the eyes. You're able to hear them. You're able to assess. You're able to hear their heart, because whatever is coming out of somebody's mouth is what's going on in their heart. You're able to check out their mentality, their attitude, all of this when you have a one-to-one meeting. Powerful. All right? So if you're not doing one-to-ones, learn to do one-to-ones. It is the most powerful. It's the most powerful. All right? And then you've got Skype. We're in a global world today, truly global world. Your business may be local, but it can also be global. Skype has been one of the most amazing inventions of all time. You can actually present your full business on Skype, just like you and I are talking right now. You could do a Skype like this. They can see the screen. You can see a file on the screen, so they can see what you are talking to them. So both visual, with their eyes reading your presentation. They can hear you. It's as if you are right there with them. And even when necessary, they can also see your image. If you want them, you can just put on video. They can see the picture of the person who is talking to them. You can also see them. Most times when you use video, of course, the line is not very, very good. So I don't tend to use videos a lot. But that facility is there. So you can use that just to introduce yourself. Video, you see the person sees you. Then you say, listen, let's shut down video because video is interrupting the quality of this call. Let's just focus on just going without video. And they understand that. And then you present via Skype. Powerful. We're not conference exposure. That's what we are doing right now. Isn't that amazing? You can hear me. I can hear you later on when I unmute your mic. You can see the presentation right here on your screen. We can get a full education just through webinars, and we have never met in person. Amazing. Then you got a three-way calling. Three-way calling is powerful. Why? Because that, first of all, check with your phone provider, because we're going to start doing a lot of these now. We've not done a lot of these for a little while. This is how I built my first business, mainly via business briefings and three-way callings. The way three-way callings actually work, find out from your telephone provider whether you have the facility first. If you have the facility on your phone, it's very, very simple. The way it works is it allows you to build credibility. That's the whole essence of three-way calling. For example, if I wanted to, Richard could have somebody right there that he wants me to talk to, because Richard is very familiar with that person, and Richard doesn't want to be the one to speak to that person. So Richard might preempt me. You might call me later. But listen, there's a guy I want to do a three-way call, a woman I want to do a three-way call, where I want you to take care of it. All right? Now, the rules of three-way calls are very, very simple. Whoever you want to bring on as the expert, you must make sure you have built that person up to your prospect. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. If I wanted to do a three-way call with, say, with Fred, all right, the founder and CEO of our company, I've put Fred on standby. Fred, about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I'm going to do a three-way call. Please be ready. Fred says, okay, he's waiting for it. So I speak to my prospect. I tell my prospect, listen, I think I would like to, listen, what I'd like to do is to find out whether the CEO of our company is available. Because I'd like him to have a quick word with you. He said, oh, are you sure? I said, absolutely. It could be Maurice. I could be doing it with Richard. I could be doing with David, all kinds of different people. All right? The idea is this. Before I put them on the line, I have made sure I have absolutely promoted that person. Because see, this new person doesn't know who you are going to connect them with. You within the company know how important your upline is, or Fred or somebody is. They don't know. They're a new person. Okay? They might not even care. So it is your job to get them to be interested, to want to talk to the person you want to connect them with. I hope that is making sense. So you want to say something like this, all right? So if my prospect's name, for example, is Roger. Roger is based in Switzerland, all right? Roger is my prospect. I want to connect Roger to, say, Richard. I will say to Roger, Roger, listen, I'm going to find out if Richard is available. I'd love Richard to have a few moments with you. Richard is a very, very successful guy in Origin, and he's a very, very important person. So I'm going to see if I can borrow some of his time, because he doesn't have a lot of time. If I find him right now, I'll be so grateful, because I know he will be able to add real value. All of a sudden, because I've said it that way, this new prospect is now feeling not only interested, but so pleased that you are about to put him or her in touch with somebody you admire or respect so much. You see the difference? That gets them to want to listen. And you notice most of the time you see them say, oh, I'm so grateful, I'm so pleased you took time to talk to me. You hear them say things like that. Because of the way you have built that expert up. If you just say to the person, hold on, I want to get somebody to speak to you, one of my colleagues in the business, I want him to say a few words, so just hold on. That doesn't work. You've not promoted, you've not built up the expectation. You've not made the prospect to want to hear from this so-called quote-unquote expert. You are doing that expert a disservice and a dishonor. You see? So that's the way it works. And then that expert instinctively knows what you want him or her to do. They know what you want them to do with your prospect. And the minute you introduce them, you tell your prospect to hold on, you then dial your expert's number, you tell him, say, all right, are you there? Okay, hold on, I'm just going to connect my prospect with you. The prospect's name is this and that. Hold on. Then you press another button, R3. And all three of you are online at the same time. And then you say, Roger, please meet Richard. Richard, can you hear? Richard, oh yeah, I can hear. Good. Richard, meet Roger. Roger, meet Richard. And then you shut up. You don't speak anymore. It's not about you anymore. The expert has taken over. You can't be speaking. The expert is speaking to one prospect. It is called overkill. It's too much. The minute you put an expert on, the same applies to doing a presentation. I've been teaching a lot of my new people, some of the older people. If you bring me to do a presentation, I don't need your help. If I'm talking to your prospect, quiet. If I'm talking, you are talking, it's too much on the prospect. It's 2 against 1. Now, you can do some helpful things. Say, Charles, don't forget to add so and so. Thank you. Things like that. That's great. But one person is in control. You can't have 2 people hitting one prospect. Overkill, no good. These are unspoken lessons, and we need to teach these lessons again, and there's best practices again into how we do business. All right? And then the last, you can invite directly to a BOM. That stands for Business Opportunity Meeting. This allows them to meet other people who are also in the business, so they are not alone. They can meet other people, they can connect, they can chat, they can shake hands, they can drink together, they can observe presentations together, they can ask questions together. BOMs, powerful to build more belief and to connect other people and to, as we say, kill how many birds with one stone. So if you want to invite 5, 7, 8, 10 people, to one briefing at the same time, you can do that, and they can all hear the same opportunity at the same time. All right? So these are some of the ways we expose people to our business. I hope it's making some sense to you. Now, all right. Now, I got a small surprise for you. The small surprise I have for you is I want to give you a sneak preview into our brand new product that we are going to be launching in September. I told them that I must get something to show the team. All right, and I got this. So I as far as I'm aware, this is the final design. All right, so let me introduce you to your new product. Well, I just think I was there with you, you know, but I'm not there with you. I mean, is that beautiful or what, or is it just me? I just think, I mean, you've seen the AM as more purplish than reddish. That is your morning blend, which is your fruit blend. And then you've got your PM, which is your garden blend or your evening blend. And you can see the box that it comes in. You can see how beautiful that is. Almost as if it's some kind of superior high-end skincare product, but it's actually nutrition. Coming in, I just think it's just so beautiful. Okay. Okay. All right. From Roger, super. All right. I'm just trying to pronounce all the R's after the super, Roger. And from Janie, it's outstanding and attractive. And one will be splendid, simply irresistible. Okay. All right. Okay. It's all coming on. Helen, it's awesome. Just the packaging. Lady Edith, wow. Patrick Eliku, fantastic. Romeo Formunan, the bellissima. Romeo, you must be the guy in Italy, right? Be bellissima, right? I think it's just so beautiful. Imagine receiving something like this and having to administer it. Honestly, Epi Ayuk, bonito. All right. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it means it looks beautiful or something. Very nice. So I wanted to just at least show you the comp plan is ready. We can't go through that now for obvious reasons. We need to launch, get into September to begin that. For Dorcas, I've been waiting for these. Okay. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So I thought just to give you an idea, so at least you can visualize what is about to be introduced. You can see all the artistic display, Formula One. Trademark there, just beautiful. All of those are meant to stand for cells, those little shapes. All right. So at the back of the bottles, you have the heart, the Origin heart, the 5 hearts. They couldn't put the images of the kids anymore because it does not go with the design. All right. And those who understand branding, they've told us that it doesn't go with the design, but it still communicates the same thing, but this time it has the hearts behind the bottles. Okay. So I thought at least just to show you something, so at least you can have a visual. I hope that was helpful to you, at least to see that. What we are doing now in terms of just to bring you up to speed, the next phase of our movement right now is a phase that will gather multitudes. It's going to be for everybody. Everyone is a potential ambassador for our new business with what we're about to do from September, everybody. Okay? And it will allow you to build a long-term residual income so that you work 2 years flat out, depending on how big you want to go. People like us, we are going to work 4 or 5 years flat out because we are after the 7-figure incomes from Origin. And to earn this kind of money, you need to build a massive organization. Excuse me. And then whether you work or you don't work, your business just takes off by itself, with or without you. That is called the power of residual income, which I'll show you in a little while. All right? So I wanted to point this out to you real quick. Okay, so I hope that was helpful to you. Now, moving on real quick, looking at some success plan real quick. All right? Invest time and energy in developing a quality list of names. It could change your life. You don't know who is on that list of names you've put together. You don't know. That's the mystery. It's not written on their foreheads. Right now, there are many people listening into these calls. All right? Some in groups. There are some special people in there who can make a special difference. But you don't know them yet. That's the mystery. 5 months, 6 months down the line, 1 year down the line, they shock you. 2 years down the line, they shock you. You just don't know. So, when you put in those lists of names, take time and care in putting it together, because you don't want to leave out names that somebody else goes and sponsors them. And this person in 2, 3, 4 years' time becomes a $500,000, $250,000 income earner. You have just lost 70 to 100K a year from that one person because you didn't have time to put them on your list and you didn't take the time to approach them. You see how it works? Very, very important. Take care of those names. Don't always focus on the shiny or glittering people. Some of the people that look so good, you run after them. They could just be a cubic zirconia. You know those fake diamonds? They could just be those fake diamond type people. All shiny, all glittering, but they've got no substance. What you want to do is to develop an eye for diamonds in the rough, which means train your eyes, train your senses to identify and spot people who are real diamonds, but they don't look like diamonds because they are still in their rough state. You get what I'm trying to say? They have not been properly polished yet for the diamond to begin to gleam that's inside of, but they are diamonds. They are diamonds. You only need to do the work. You need to chop, you need to polish, and that gleaming rock or gleaming stone comes out. These are people who are looking for an opportunity, or they are looking for a teacher, or they are looking for a coach, or they are looking for a mentor to help give them give expression to divinity. They have got it all along, but they need somebody to help pull out what is in them. They need somebody to help pull it out. Look out for some of those people because they are loyal. They will stay with you for decades because you would have assisted them to become all they could be. You've either coached them to another level of impact or you've mentored them to another level of impact, and they are grateful. And you've now become so close or best friends. You follow? Don't always follow those who just look, because all that glitters is not gold. They might not do any work. They might be too self-absorbed, too full of themselves to do any work. You need people who want to build, do what we are doing right now. All right? Always focus on building relationships first. I've gone through that already with you. Connect with people. Let them feel comfortable around you. Diversify your sponsoring target. This is so important. Don't always look for people already in MLM. It's a mirage. All right? A mirage is something that you think is there, but it's not there. Right? Listen, don't always go after people already in MLM. I do not, as a principle or as a rule, unless I stumble upon them accidentally. I don't intentionally go after them. You know why? The majority of people are not in MLM. Think about it. So, target lots of non-networkers. Do you follow? We're not in MLM. These are people who you need to teach, show them how MLM works, show them the way, bring them on board. If they have objections, help to deal with their objections. Oh, no, you didn't understand. That's not what it means. These people will need you to be successful. They will need you to be confident, to be self-assured, for you to bring them in. But guess what? A lot of lawyers, a lot of dentists, a lot of doctors, a lot of teachers, a lot of nurses, they are not in MLM yet. Brand new graduates doing their youth service, all right? They are not in MLM yet. So the majority of people are not in. Civil servants, public workers, they are not in. You have to do a bit of work because you have to teach them, but they're the best because you teach them the way you want them to operate, and that's what they do. They don't have bad habits that you have to try and knock off of them, right? So don't spend your time looking only for MLMers. Not clever. The psychology, here's how it works. Let us focus right now as you launch your business in September. You begin the preparation ground now. You want to maximize and make use once you wrap up your month of August. You are in September. You ought to have a list of people right now that you have saved for September. The law of large numbers versus the law of minimum effort or speed. What does that mean? Here's how it works. If you focus on the law of large numbers, let me give you an example. If I sponsor 10 people, I teach those 10 to sponsor 10. That is 100 people. All right? They could do that within 1 month. They could do that within 2 months. They could do that within 3 months. When the 10 eventually brings in their own 10, within 90, that's 100 people in your team within 90 days. Now, these people are called launchers. They are the ones who have launched the business. They are capable of sponsoring 10 in 30 days, 10 in 60 days. Do you see? So they launch. Once they launch, you then get the 100 people, teach them how to sponsor 5, which everyone should be able to do. If the 100 sponsor 5, even if it took them 2 months to sponsor 5, that is 500 people. So within 4 or 5 months, you get about 500 people in your business. That's why it's called the law of large numbers. Because you are launching this machine. You are launching this rocket. And it needs energy. It needs power to launch it. You got 500, one example. Let's look at the law of min number. Look at the second example. You sponsor 2. You teach the 2 to sponsor 2 equals 4. You teach the 4 to sponsor 5 each equals 20. Which would you rather have? Would you rather have 500 or would you rather have 20? You see the difference? So it's not a mystery where the big money is. It's not a mystery. I've just shown you. Which will earn you more money? 500 team of people or 20? Clearly 500. Right? By a factor of almost 20 times the earning power. So this is what we mean by the law of large numbers. And that's what you really want to do. Come September, you want to press your foot on the accelerator and you lift off. You want to bang. I want to sponsor 10 minimum at the back of your mind. If you miss 10, you might be able to sponsor 5 or 6. And stay with your goal. The following month, you press on. You want to have 10 frontline working for you. When I mean working for you, not as in working for, I'm as in 10 frontline active. You see? Now, and you don't stop. We're going to be talking about this because we're going to see a lot of new people who are going to move quickly to large incomes very, very shortly. All right? Just using strategies like we are teaching now. Understand the law of the few. All right? Now, I'm running out of time, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this to the next presentation. But the law of the few essentially means there are few people in your net. Listen, your vast, let's just settle one thing, all right? Most people come into this business to change their lives, some to earn fortunes, right? That's the truth. Now, the law of the few says that from everybody that you are going to sponsor, you may end up sponsoring 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 people from your time in the business, maybe over a period of 2, 3, 4, 5 years. But I tell you this now, your wealth or your fortune will come from about probably 3. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. If you are really, really massive, there may be 5, 7. If you sponsored over 100 people. That's it. That's called the law of the few. And what that really means that these few people, they have themselves built teams of thousands. Whilst all the others have been able to build team of 50, team of 300, team of 100, these people have built teams of thousands, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. You get a picture? That's what's called the law of the few. Those few people can create empires, but you don't know who they are until they start showing up. I mean, I have an idea, of course, in my team who some of these people are now. You follow? Because when the dust settles, you will see these people rise way above the rest. Okay? It's going to happen for you as well. Always work from your list as opposed to from your memory. It can cost you dearly, like I told you. If you work from your memory, you may forget. Work from your list so you don't forget people, or it will cost you dearly. Always remember it is easier to give birth than to awaken the dead. It's easier to give birth, i.e. it's easier for you to go and sponsor brand new people than trying to wake up people who have, quote unquote, died an origin death. Don't waste your energy trying to wake them up again. They are gone. All right? Easier for you to put your energy into bringing fresh blood. Because those fresh blood come with fresh enthusiasm, fresh energy, fresh insight. They have no baggages with them. Easier and more exciting. So it's easier to give birth than to awaken the dead. And if the horse is dead, dismount. No need flogging a dead horse. All right? You seen anybody sitting on a horse and the horse has died and they are still trying to get that horse to, the horse is dead. Dismount. No point flogging it, to get off the horse. Go get yourself a new horse. All right? Now, that metaphor for saying if something is not working, give up and go and spend your energy on something else. Okay? Some people you are willing, some people who are no longer, you are willing them to, listen, they are gone. That's just life. Spend your energy on fresh blood. Okay? Never force people to join your business or network, and never go for unemployed people. When I mean never go for unemployed people, of course, it's not empirical, because there are some unemployed people, of course, that have made the difference. But I mean generally, because our business is a business, which means when they come in, they have to make an investment to get started. If they are not employed, they don't have a gainful means of bringing in income or money, how are they going to start a business? All right? And also, if, I mean, I need to really go into this a bit, because it's a bit difficult sometimes, because unemployed people, they need money to keep body and soul together. They need to pay their rent, they need to pay their bills, they need to pay their mortgage, they need to buy food. And if they have no job, they become desperate. All right? When they are doing this business, because this is a business. This business, you can't force it to deliver in 2, 3, 4, 5 months. It can, but because it's a business, it's a process. It needs time to grow and to flourish. But if you're coming in, you don't have any other ways of earning income, this is all you've got, you might become so desperate, and the people will see the desperation in your face when you're talking to them. And that's no good. It's always nice for people to have other means. Now, I know it's different in Africa, because Africa, a lot of them are not, but they found a way of, they are just unique bunch there in Africa. They found a way of sustaining life without jobs for some of them, and they are doing well. So that's why I said it's not empirical. It may be different. All right, but over here in the West, it is tough for you to try, and unless of course they have a redundancy money which will last them for say 6 months to 1 year before they find another job, then they have some cushion, then you can help them launch something. But generally they have regular weekly or monthly bills here in the West, and it's hard for them to focus on building a business when they are desperately trying to keep body and soul together. Very, very tough. I don't. I go for somebody who either has a business or has a job. It's easier, peace of mind for me to work with them correctly. Okay? Get people to commit and take responsibility. Now, you notice I said never force people to join. If you force people to join your business, you are in trouble. You have to force them to go to work every time because you force them to join your business. Don't. You have to join. You haven't joined. You have to join. No, don't do that. That's very unprofessional. Your job is to present the opportunity to them and ask them to use their own intelligence and wisdom to make an informed decision based on what you have presented to them. How does that sound to you? Do you like what you have seen? Do you see yourself doing something like this? Is this something you think we can do together? Don't say, you have not joined. Since I've shown you 5 times, you still haven't joined. The train is leaving you behind. The bus has gone, or the aeroplane has left you behind. You are going to be regretful. You are going to be sorry you didn't join. Don't do that. It's not professional. They come in and then they think, I thought you promised me a lottery. I've just joined. This is my third month. I've not made £1,000. I thought you said, you see, because of the way you sold it. If you sold it as a business, they understand they need to build, they need to work to generate their eventual fortune. They understand that. They will work with you. Everything is about approach. Everything is about presentation. Everything is about perception. Give them the right perception. All right? Don't make it sound like a market man or market woman selling a market wear. This is way too sophisticated business for you to try and flog it like that. It doesn't work. Don't force people to join your business. Say, I want to show you what I'm doing, what is changing my life. I believe will change my life and my family's life completely. I found a way where I think I can create serious wealth for myself and my family. I'd like to share it with you because it may be for you as well. You see the difference? Let me show you what we are doing here. Give me your honest feedback and your opinion. Do you like what you see? Does it make sense to you? Do you see how we can do this together? That's how you want to make it sound, not you got to join. No, no, no. Okay, now I'm not going to go through this now. I'm just going to go because it's way too late, I think. I don't want to keep you guys all up tonight. So what we are going to do, I'm going to come back to this in the next presentation and cover it because it's very, very key. All right, but how to earn 4,000 to 8,000 euros or dollars in 90 days. Learn to make up in numbers what you lack in skills, according to Jim Rohn. Okay, make up in numbers what you lack in skill. If you find out, for example, that you are doing a presentation with Julius is able to see 10 people and just is able to convert 5 out of 10. So he has a 2-to-1 ratio. Every 2 person he sees, he converts 1 person. And then Jenny is able to see 20 people for her to say convert 4. So Jenny's conversion is 1 out of 5. Every 5 person she sees, she gets 1 person involved. Jim Rohn says you can't say, well, Julius is getting a conversion of 2 out of 1. I mean, I'm just using these people as example. Getting 1 person out of every 2 person he speaks to. I want to be like Julius. Well, Julius might have been very experienced, might have taken him 2, 3, 4 years of active involvement where he has made all his mistakes and he has learned how to do the business. So right now, he's getting greater conversion from the people he's speaking to. Jim Rohn says what you need to do is you need to, if you want to get the same result as Julius, out of 10, Julius has 5. So if Jenny wants to have 5, she needs to speak to 25 people. Do you follow? Because out of 5, she gets 1. Out of 10, she gets 2. So she makes up in numbers what she may be lacking in skill, as an example. So she increases her work rate. Do you follow? I might see 3 people and close 1. All right? Amarachi might have to see 10 people to close 2. Do you see the difference? So make up in numbers what you are lacking in skill. Increase your work rate and your numbers and you will have the same conversion. When I mean the same conversion, you'll have the same end result of bringing in 5 ambassadors into your business. That's the idea here. Okay? Deploy the law of large numbers by sponsoring 10 in 30 days. That's $1,000. With the new proposition you are going to see, with our new plan, you're going to see how this works. Okay? Come September. Some slight surprise there for you. All right? So deploy the law of large numbers. Sponsor 10 in 30 days. That's $1,000 for you right now if you do that. Teach the 10 to sponsor 6. And you get $15 or 15 euros for level 2. All right? Times 60. That's 900 euros or dollars. This is only uni-level fast-track bonus, not the other 7 income streams. Teach the 60 to sponsor 6. 360 times 15. You get 15 euros. Level 3 or level 4, you get 15 euros or $15 times 360 people. That is 5,500. So 5,500 times that, that's 6,300 plus that, that's 7,300. Without adding your TVC bonuses, your expense allowance, without your first premier leg bonus, your generational matching bonus, we've not added any of those. So you begin to see where your money comes from. That money within 90 days with this kind of activity, you would have broken through 10 grand easily within 90 days. Okay? And then not only have you broken through 10 grand, you've set this machine in motion that the duplicating process just kicks in and your business just begins to explode. This is how we launch a business. Momentum is the leader's responsibility. To create that kind of momentum, the leader's responsible to get it started. You got to lead from the front and drive it from the front, and then you see it explode. So I hope it's been exciting for you this evening and it's made some sense. All right. I want to wish you, okay, I know it says have a nice day. I couldn't find one with flowers that says have a nice night. Okay. So have a nice night and carpe diem. Let's seize the moment. Let's seize the day. Let's seize the week. Let's seize the rest of the year. And let's create history together. Thank you so much for listening tonight. Let me open it up now to say hello to everybody. Thank you.